Okay, Monday, the 9th of January 2023. Let's get into pre-US look ahead here. So, what we have had on Friday with the NFP release has been a sort of release as well for equities to the upside. So, if we look at SPOOs here, for example, you can see we had about 13 days sideways trading here on the S&P 500 and then getting that NFP coming out really good and strong, which would feed into a Fed rate hike cycle of maybe keep them a little bit hawkish. But for me, it actually feeds into the rhetoric around a softer landing for the economy, i.e., people have been worried about the strength of these Fed rate hikes actually then crashing the economy against the rocks. Rising unemployment, tightening the credit market in corporate and consumer, and just everywhere, and just tightening up the whole economy, which is what they want to do. However, a soft landing would be all that tightness, but with still steady job growth. Okay, so we have that. Markets are loving it. We moved up, a really impressive move on equities and releasing us to the upside, but for equities, my guidance is be really careful. You couldn't pay me to initiate a long right here, right now. I am short the Dow actually on PVAH. Let's see what we get. But with the range expansion, I would never advise people to be, one on the day. I know some of the traders in the room sort of got a little clever with the markets and tried to short the breakout to the upside on Friday, but I would never short range expansion like basically a 2-week range expansion to the upside on that day. Certainly now a little bit of retracement. I think we need to come back down a bit to pick up buyers if we are then going to move, higher and above this line in the sand here. So this line in the sand, really important. We were back up here in December, trying to get on up, big focus on Fed here, and for the future guidance out of Jerome at the FOMC meeting, spiking into the mega downtrend that we have here on SPOOs on the front month future. Just couldn't hold it. Bang, down we come, right? So we're testing around here at the 39.45 quarter to 39.34's even area, which is basically the low of the 7th of September this year for me on this front month future. So look, I think we could easily just slide back, try to pick up some buyers and then look for the longs. But I think, for now, it's a nice play to be playing against this area short to then get a bit of that downside. And then, for the longs, if you like the longs, we're going to be pulling back. We can then zoom into the 60-minute and you see this downward compression trend. Well, that's coming in here in this area around 3900 flat. I think longs could be sought after at 39 or 38.90s half, because if we expand out on this 60-minute, that was really an interesting area for this market here. If we kind of just make this a little bit bigger here, you can see we're just absolutely sideways through here. Couldn't actually hold in this area. And then bang, expansion on the NFP, up we go. We haven't technically tested this line in the sand to the tick just yet, but I think a rollback here, longs at 39 or 38.90s, and maybe even P-Val, but I don't know. I don't think so. So I'm going to be looking for longs in and around this area here. All right, that's SPOOs. We're going to look at oil and Bitcoin to round off this pre-US look ahead. I'll just get this all locked in again. And let's see, oil for a start. I think we are going to see China coming back with demand. They are going to be working down through their sort of SPR. But generally, I think I like the longs in oil, but I would prefer the longs from a little bit lower today. So the bottom, see this supply and demand area that I've had here for quite a while on my chart. I just put it back on today because I wanted to see how we're trading in and around that. And lo and behold, you can see here, we were very much, balanced to the downside once we got below. Selling coming in on that 75 handle Can't reclaim it. Then trying to get in there on Friday's session, rejected, down to P-Val, and then bang, up we go. So we're now back in here. I like the longs from around 74.81s to 75s even, and to get, transition back across the 78 spot 89s. I was talking about that I would prefer us to kind of trade back into the 70 spot 34s, where the White House, of course, is going to be buyer to refill that SPR, which, by the way, is at its lowest level since 1984, a fine year. So I don't think we need to go back there, actually. I mean, let's see, though. Let's see. I think if the longs don't survive at 75 this week, then, yeah, we are going to go back down there. And interestingly enough, that 98 or that 70 spot 34s is the 1998 and 99 double tap low. So big level there. All right, let's go over to BitBook and see what's going on. We were up just shy on 3% on the session, actually, earlier on. A little bit of a weaker dollar coming in. Maybe this sort of soft landing concept coming in, but I don't know. I wouldn't feel too easy buying this at 17s, man. I really wouldn't. I like it at 14s. Little slip in here, and then back up we go. And we got really close there. When was that? In November. I got down to about 530s on spot here. So, let's see if, this is futures here. So the F23. So, let's see if we can get up. January 23 futures contract. We're going to have to roll this probably in the next 10 sessions. So let's see. I think, for now, stay with the pull back up here. But certainly wouldn't be getting long at these highs. I mean, I'd look for, on the 60-minute, I'd be looking for like pullbacks onto this trend here in around 16,860s. Just call it 16,800s, for example, like down there, and then look for 17,600s after that. But if we get to 17,600s first, I would be seller, then looking for my 14s for the swing trade back down. So let's see what comes out of BitBook. All right, that's it for me for another pre-US session. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And please do click to like and subscribe. It means a lot to us here in Duggan Capital. And if you're interested in joining the Discord, just click some of the links in the description below. All right, have a good one. Cheers.